welcome to my channel. I'm Cadence and this is my first ever YouTube video. I have been pestered for a long ass time to be doing this, so here it is, guys. So just to let you know, guys, I have already prepped my skin. I have done my moisturiser, I have my cleanse tone moisturiser, the whole shebang. So that's already done. I'm just going to go ahead with the Tarte concealer. It's a Shape Tape one, and this one is in shade Fair. To do a lot of my makeup, I do actually use a few paintbrushes. I do use makeup brushes obviously as well. So I've just carved out the brows, as you can see. Looking quite clowny, you know. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush now, and the reason I'm going to use this is just to blend out what I got on my eyes. So the palette I'm going to be starting on is going to be this one. This one is the 24G palette and I absolutely love this. It's from Morphe. It's beautiful. Don't watch that highlight that spit on that the other day. Can't get it out. This tapered brush is from Morphe and that is the colour that we are going to go in with first. So I'm just going to start in this area here and I'm going to build up the colour inwards. So I'm not popping any more on my brush. In fact, I'm going to wipe a little bit off on my hand, on my arm, should I say. So circular motions around into the crease. So I'm going to go in with a darker colour. This is literally just an Urban Decay from the Naked 2 palette. And that just comes in with the palette and they're really good. So you get like the flat side and the fluffy side. So I'm literally using the fluffy side and I'm just pressing that in just to add a little bit of colour. Definition in the socket. Then I'm going to use another tapered brush. Okay, so this is from Royal & Langnickel. I love Royal & Langnickel. With that, I'm not putting any more product on my brush. I'm just literally blending it in. So it's blending into the previous colour that is already on the eye. And what you don't want is these like lines here. I'm going to blend that out. So I'm just going to go in with the first brush and I'm just going to literally bring this underneath. And I've definitely got something in my eyeball. So I'm going to definitely just drop my brush. So I'm literally just going to go back in with my little paintbrush. And then with that, I'm going to carve out the eye and I'm going to carve out sort of a higher crease. So I'm only going to go that far. I'm going to powder over this. I'm going to use an eyeshadow over the top that's got a little bit of colour, a little bit of gold in there, just sort of neutral. I'm just going to go in. I've just got a domed brush, got it on the end of my brush, and I'm going to pat this in. I'm not going to drag it, I'm going to pat it. You can see that it's not really blended here. So what I'm going to do is I haven't got any concealer on there and I'm not going to put any concealer on there, but I am going to blend it in here. So with my brush, I'm not putting any more on there. Just blending the edges inwards. And then it sort of blends that off, but we're going to smoke that up in a minute. So I'm just going to do the other side. I'll be back. So I'm going to go in with the second darkest colour that's on the palette. And I'm going to start in the corner of the eye. I'm not going any higher than the crease that we've made, but I am blending it in circular motions. And the trick with obviously blending that eyeshadow in is just to make sure that you are doing a little and often. You don't want to put a big clump of colour on there and you can't blend it out. So as you can see, where I'm putting the brush, I'm not going any higher. I'm just keeping it here and then blending it. So it's going to be in that V shape there. I'm just going to blend it along the lash line as well, just at the bottom. Just matching the other eye up. This one here is the NYX eyeliner and I absolutely love this one. I prefer the matte one. It's more of a gel liner as well, so you can blend it out if you want. Got a couple of seconds just to blend that out, just if you wanted a smoky liner, which so it's a really, really versatile product. I love it. So I'm just going to start here in the middle of the eye Keeping as close to the lash line as possible. So I've just got that little flick at the end. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of product, and then I'm going to join the end of the flick up and bring it inwards. So I'm then going to use maybe the excess on my brush, and I'm just going to drag that out just so it gives more of a pointy liner. And I'm going to come the inside. The product I'm going to be using on my eyebrows is, I'm going to be using the NYX eyebrow pencil. This one is an expresso. This one is one of my favourite pencils because you can go as light or as heavy as you want. So I'm just going to start on the underneath of my eyebrow. Yeah, underneath of my eyebrow. And I'm just going to follow my eyebrow shape. So obviously earlier we carved the brow out, so it just gives you more of a shape to work on. Again, with the eyebrow, it is best to do little and often. So obviously I've just gone underneath the eyebrow, and I'm just going to come down here just a tail of the eyebrow, just because I've elongated my eye, so I want to elongate my eyebrow. I have actually got a shorter eyebrow on this side. I don't know whether you can really tell, but a trick with eyebrows is you would go from the end of the nose to the end of the eye upwards, and you can see mine's a little bit shy of where it needs to be. Not pressing too heavy, again just sort of like little and often, and then blending it. So the front of the brow we're gonna do, so you can see that I'm missing a tiny bit here. So I'm gonna just use the beginning of my brow here, and I'm gonna feather that up. I've got a tiny bit of concealer on the back of my hand still. So I'm gonna use the same brush that we used earlier, which is the little paintbrush. I like to carve the eyebrow out and then blend it upwards. So now we look pretty. So you can see that I still have a little bit of droppage underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that away, and then I'll be back to be doing my base. For the base, I'm actually going to be starting off with a little bit of highlighter. The reason I'm going to start off with highlighter is I do find that if you use a liquid highlighter, sometimes it can be a little bit blotchy when mixed with a foundation, or if it's over a foundation. So I'm going to put the highlighter on first. And I'm just going to blend that into my skin, and then I'm going to pop the foundation over the top, just so you're going to get the highlight beaming through the foundation, but it's not going to then part later on. So the one that I'm obviously going to be using is going to be the Iconic, one of the best highlighters I've ever used. And I'm just going to pop it onto the high points of my face. So I like quite a highlighted cheekbone right down to here, so I'm going to do that. Just going to go onto the high points here, so I'm just going to go above my eyebrows, maybe a little bit on my forehead. I do get a little bit carried away with highlighter sometimes, or we can just put it all over. You know, I just throw it all over. And down the narrow part of your nose here. So the foundation that I'm going to be going in with is the Ordinary. The reason I just love this foundation is I've recently tried their skincare, and it is unreal and so worth the money. It is so good. Literally with the same brush that I used to highlight, I'm just going to pop it over the top. I'm just going to blend that all over, down the neck, under the eye, so you can still see that highlight coming through, and obviously that's going to give you your glow there. But I like to pop my foundation on over the top. So I'm just going to get rid of this white forehead that we've got going on here, and bring it right up to the hairline, and blend the highlighted brows that we did. I'm just going to blend this in into them creases. Oh. And down the neck as well. So I find this foundation just gives you a really sort of even coverage. It is really good. It has got SPF in it, which is not great for flashback, I will admit. I personally, I am quite naughty. I don't really wear SPF. So I'm just going to build this up because I prefer more of a heavier look. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more. So next I'm going to be using the Naked Skin Concealer. This one is going to be in dark neutral, and I'm going to be using it just to contour the face because we can't be doing the round face. You need to get rid of that window. If you wanted to suck in your cheeks, that would really help, because then that would give you the guideline of where you want it on your cheeks. So I'm going to contour my big ass head. Don't know what that bit of hair is doing. So I'm just literally, can you see where this here, like the hollow of my cheek? I'm like on the side of the kabuki kind of style brush, and I'm just blending that in. Blending all that in, making it look like I got a tiny forehead. I'm gonna go with a little bit of contour down the middle of my nose. Snatch that in, snatch it in. And you're gonna sort of see, you wanna bring this down, and you're trying to make this as thin as possible. Little cut off there. I'm gonna shorten the length of my nose. We don't really like the length of my nose. I'm just gonna use my same brush just to blend that in, just at the bottom side of the brush. So we're just blending that in just to make that snatched. I'm gonna be going over with the matte bronzer, which is from NYX. This is amazing, and it's such a lush colour. It does make you look dirty, which I hate. And then I'm just going to be going in with this brush here, which is a contour brush, which is a BC 120, and it's from Royal and Langnickel. I absolutely love these brushes. These are the brushes when I first started makeup. These are the brushes that I was using. And I just absolutely love them. They last for absolutely ages. I'm gonna bring that in circular motions, and obviously where you can see my brush, I'm not going any further than my eyebrow, just to blend that in. And then I'm V'ing it off, so I'm V-shaping, V-shape. And then I'm just gonna go around the forehead. So anywhere you've contoured really, it's just gonna basically set that contour and just give you a little bit of colour. So you want to just blend in on the forehead, just round. And again, this side here. So you can see I'm not going to go any further than the eyebrow, and I'm still using that hollow of the cheek. Circular motions. Oh, it's quite hard to talk that way. And I'm bringing it round. So I am going to bring just my jawline in, so I'm going to use sort of a 3 motion. So I'm going to go around the forehead, down to the contour, and then brush this off onto my jawline, because we obviously want that sleepy too. Don't want that line there, you know. Brush I'm going to grab is from Morphe, which I absolutely love, which is this one. And it is so good. It's really good for underneath the eyes if you're going to grab that colour underneath the eyes, but I'm going to use it just to contour my nose. So we're going to go in and up down the brow. So I'm now going to go into with more of a fluffy brush, this one. This one again is a Royal Langnickel one. And I'm going to use that and just to blend this line out so we don't have it as harsh. I'm just going to use the same contour brushes that I did earlier, and I'm just going to use a little bit of loose powder, and I'm just going to go onto the points so I didn't have the powder, and I'm just going to pop them there. I'm just going to bring that underneath the eyes to stop the creasing and blend it down. So my creasing area is here, I have it here as well, and that is what we're obviously going to be getting rid of. And I've just dropped it all down me. It's all part of it, it's all part. So you're going to be sort of going for that triangle shape here. And you just want to set your nose contour. Make that a little bit more natural. Forehead. Above the brows. Just everywhere really, just this sets the foundation and you get like a really sort of flawless look. And I don't want this coming off. So obviously with all that powder, it has set the foundation, it has set the concealer, that's not coming off for shit, but we've lost our highlight. Because we had the highlight a little bit underneath earlier, it just gives me a more of a natural glow anyways. But I am gonna put a tiny bit of the highlighter on top. I'm just gonna be using the same foundation brush. And I'm gonna be going in with the same foundation brush that we used earlier, just literally the tiniest bit. I'm just gonna bring that here. And just pat that in. Okay, so we've got that glow back. We got that glow back. Don't want to lose that. So the next part is that I'm going to go on to is the highlight, which is going to be the powder highlight. And the powder highlight that I'm going to use is going to be the Morphe. So it's going to go back to the eyeshadow palette. But I'm using one of the shimmery colours as a highlighter. It just helps to just to pop that highlighter. Then I go back to one of the thinner brushes as well that I used earlier, and use the same shimmer, and I'm going to use that right down the nose as well. It just gives that glow, you know. Just above the lip. Yes, it is glowing. So now my base is done, I'm just gonna go in with my lashes. So these ones are these, which I found this company on Instagram and I just absolutely fell in love with their lashes. It's Yazmae, they're amazing, and these ones are in Dubai. Absolutely in love with these lashes. They are so comfortable to wear. They literally just transform any look and they are absolutely amazing. The mascara I'm going to use is this one from Nyx and it's called Stacked, and the brush is just lush. And I'm just going to use it just to connect two lashes together, so my actual lash and obviously the lash extension and just the bottom lash. I'm just going to go on to lips now, and I'm going to keep it quite nude. First of all, I'm going to go in with this this pencil here, lip pencil. This is Cork from MAC and it's absolutely lush. So I'm just going to outline the lips. So this one's what I'm getting excited for. This one is the NYX one, and this one is called Cabo. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of cheek colour, just for a little bit of blusher, just to add a little bit of definition to the cheek. So I'm just using a MAC blusher in Swoon. It's like a pinky colour, sort of quite bright pink. But it doesn't come up like that, as you can see. Just gives me a tiny bit of blush then. I'm just going to blend all of this in. And this is done. So obviously just to finish off guys, I am going to put on some Urban Decay setting spray. So I've just gone for the All Nighter one, which is really great for all skin types. They do one for an oil control and also for a dry skin as well. So if you find that your makeup starts to flake or your skin feels dry, they do one for dry skin as well, which is amazing. So if you want that dewy look as well, that helps with that too. So guys, this is the final look. So I've just zhuzhed my hair up a little bit, brushed it through, and ta-da. Let me know what you think, guys. Obviously comments and likes and shares would be amazing, and obviously I need to know what I'm doing for next time. Hope you enjoyed this look. Thanks for watching.